Good morning, first graders. So I am back for math. Today in math, we are going to be working in our color the shapes. So we're going to be working with our solid figures or our three-dimensional shapes. We are going to do 3 pages today in here. We will do the next 3 tomorrow. And then on Friday, we will do the review, what you know, in our books, and then do our test. So we want to make sure that we're ready for our test on Friday, so that we can kind of move forward. So this one, you're going to need a whole bunch of different colors of crayons. And I told in the video that you needed your this little packet and then also some crayons. So we're going to go ahead and go through this today. And like I said, we're going to do 3 of the pages. Now, some of these are our 2-dimensional shapes, which are the flat shapes. Some of them are our 3-dimensional shapes. So we've got both in this packet as we go through on this first page. So here it just says color the shapes. So the very first shape that's up here is a black square. So this is our flat two-dimensional shape, the one that we explained how many sides and how many corners. Okay, so how many sides and how many corners. So what I have to do is I have to look at my dog down here that's balancing on a whole bunch of stuff, and I have to get my black crayon, and I'm going to color in all of the squares black. So I'm just going to come in here, and you can be doing the same thing right along with me. I'm going to color this black because it's a square. Then I'm going to color in here black because it is a square. I'm going to color this one black because it is a square. Okay, and I believe those are all of my squares. Okay, so those are all my squares. So I'm done with my black. So my next one says color all the triangles blue. So remember, our triangles are, again, our flat shapes. They're explained by just 3 sides and 3 vertices. So these are not our faces. These are not our 3-dimensional shapes. So again, I'm going to be coloring in my dog. So I'm going to color this triangle blue. I'm going to color this triangle blue. I'm going to color this triangle blue, this triangle blue, and this triangle blue. So I have all those triangles colored blue. Okay, my next color is yellow, and I need to color all my rectangles yellow. So I'm going to color my rectangles yellow. So I'm going to color right here rectangle yellow. I'm going to color this rectangle yellow, and I'm going to color this rectangle yellow. So I'm going to make sure all of my rectangles are yellow. Okay, and I know it's not completely clear, but this right here looks like a big rectangle to me as well. So I can tell that the sides here are a little bit longer than the top and the bottom. So I'm also going to color that in yellow because that is also a rectangular shape, which is part of my picture. And it says, come one, come all, see the balancing dog. So that's what our sign says. But if it's in yellow, it's going to stand out even more. And I can see that that's a rectangle, so I'm going to go ahead and color that in. So there we go. Come on, come all, see the balancing dog. All right, next color I see is red. So I'm going to get my red. Sorry, my paper's falling. Okay, and I need to color all of my circles red. So I'm going to come into my dog again, and I'm going to color all my circles red. Remember, a circle has 0 edges and 0 corners. So 0 sides and 0 corners. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to move into my 3-dimensional shapes, which is what we've talked about in this chapter. Okay? So in this one, it says a cone needs to be done in orange. So there's a couple cones in here. This is a cone, like a party hat is a cone. So that is going to be orange for me. The megaphone that he is yelling in is a cone as well. So I'm going to color that one orange as well. So I'm going to color those two cones orange. Okay. The next color I need is purple. This one is a cube. So my cube needs to be colored purple. And I can see that my cube is down here. And I'm going to color that cube in purple. Cube is purple. Sorry, you guys are probably going to do a better job than I am. It's kind of hard to color up like this, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, and that's the only cube that I have. So then the next one up here is my cylinder. And my cylinder is going to be colored in pink. And I can see that he is balancing on that cylinder on top of the cube. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to color that cylinder in pink. Okay, so I've colored in the cylinder pink. And then the last one is my sphere, and my sphere needs to be colored in green. So I'm going to go ahead and take my green, and I'm going to color in that sphere that he is spinning on his finger. That's what that shows going around it, is that it's spinning around. Okay, so this is what your picture should look like if you've done it correctly. Okay, you've got your flat surface shapes or your two-dimensional shapes, and then your three-dimensional shapes colored in the different colors that it says. Okay, go ahead and turn that page for me. Make sure your name was on top of it. Okay, and flip it over. We're going to need some colors here as well. Okay, so this one is called Jump Frogs Jump. So it says, this frog jumps only on shapes that can roll. So it says these frogs like to jump on different shapes. Color the shapes. So this one doesn't tell us what colors to do, sorry, but you are going to color it whatever color you would like. Okay, so you can shade it in pencil or you can use a crayon. I'm going to go ahead and use a crayon because that's what I pretty much have. Okay, so it says this frog jumps only on shapes that can roll. So if you think back to our science, we talked about which ones could stack, which ones could roll, and some of them could do both. So yesterday we knew that these ones could all stack, these first three, but can this cylinder roll? Absolutely. If I turn it on its side, lay it down, and I push it, what's going to happen? It's gonna roll. Okay? So I'm going to color in my cylinder as one that can roll. And then there's one more in this row that can roll as well. And that's going to be my sphere. Okay. So my sphere is like that ball that can roll. So I should have colored in those two. Number 2 says this frog jumps only on shapes that can not roll. So now I need to look for a shape that cannot roll. So I know that a cube does not roll smoothly. I know some people say, well, you roll the dice for a game. Yes, but it's not smoothly rolling and it's not going to roll on its own. Okay, this one, my rectangular prism, is not going to roll. And then this is our pyramid, and we didn't do a whole lot of talking about a pyramid except for in our video with our brain pop. But a pyramid is also a solid shape that's not going to roll. Okay, and that's the one that has the triangles as the sides, as the faces, and then it has one square bottom face that's the square. Okay, number 4, it says this frog jumps only on shapes that can be stacked on each other. So which ones could be stacked on each other? Well, I know that a rectangular prism could be stacked on each other. I know a sphere cannot be stacked on each other. Here's another rectangular prism that could still be stacked on one another. My cube could be stacked on one another. And my cylinder can be stacked on one another as long as it's standing upright the way it is right now. Okay, if it was on its side, it wouldn't work. Whoops, sorry. But if it is standing upright, I know that it can. Okay, look at number 4. It says this frog jumps only on shapes that cannot be stacked on each other. So which ones cannot be stacked on each other? Well, I know that a sphere, I can't stack a sphere. Otherwise, things are just going to fall off or it's going to roll away. Okay, and then the last one I know is my cylinder. My cylinder also cannot be stacked in the aspect, depends on which side it's sitting. So remember, I said it can stack up here, but if it's laying on its side, it wouldn't be able to be stacked. So this one's kind of a tricky one, but I could say that it could not be stacked on each other if I wanted to turn it on its side. So I kind of looked at that in 2 different ways. All right, we're going to do one last page together. So if you flip it over, now I'm going to use just a pencil. Well, for me, it's going to be a marker, so it's easier for you guys to see, but you're going to use that to help you. So this one just says match the shapes. So which ones go together? So they started this one for us. So here we can see that a pyramid is going to go down with this pyramid. Well, what thing over here is also a pyramid? So in this one, the bank is also a pyramid, so kind of like the piggy bank. Okay, let's look at this one. This one is a cube. So which one is a cube? So I can see that this one is a cube. And then where else is a cube? My other cube is down here. So I'm matching my cubes. The next one is a rectangular prism. So where is my other rectangular prism? So I can see my other rectangular prism is all the way down at the bottom. And then my third rectangular prism is that tissue box. So I'm going to go up to the tissue box. Okay, my next shape is a cylinder. So where is my cylinder in the middle? So I can see that my cylinder in the middle is right here. And then my cylinder on the next row is kind of right back down. So I kind of made one big line going down. Okay. All right, this next one is a sphere. So it's a globe, but a sphere. So where is my sphere in the middle? My sphere in the middle is way up on top. So I'm going to go way up. Okay. Then where is my sphere on this side? My sphere on this side is the baseball. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to the baseball. My lines are getting kind of crazy. And then the last one is a cone. So where is my cone? So I'm going to go from here up to my cone in the middle. And then I'm going to go all the way up to my cone over here. So I'm just simply matching my shapes. So I'm kind of matching those shapes as we go through. Okay? All right. So you're going to do one page in here by yourself. And this is the page that I want turned in today. Okay, so this one, it says, looking for shapes. And it says, color the cones red. So you would come up in this box and you're going to color the cones red. Then it says, how do you know which shapes are cones? So how do you describe a cone? Think about what our essential question has been this whole chapter. Okay, what makes a cone? How do you describe a cone? It has one face and one vertex. So you've got to use that language. If you need to get your books to go back for that language, you may. Okay, number 2, it says color the cubes green. So up here, you're going to color the cubes green. Here, how do you know which shapes are cubes? Same thing. Use your faces and your vertices to explain that to me. Number 3, color the spheres orange. How can you know which shapes are spheres? So it has no faces and no vertices. So think about that as you're explaining that to me. Then it says color the cylinders purple. So up in the box, color the cylinders purple. How do you know which shapes are cylinders? Then down here it says outline this part of the solid shape. So where is the circle face? Where is the square face? You just have to do one. Okay, where is the triangle in the pyramid? And then where is the rectangle, one of the rectangles in the rectangular prism? So you're just drawing or coloring in, okay, that one spot that shows me one of those shapes. Okay, so you're going to do this page on your own looking for shapes, and you're going to turn this page into me. So you're turning in page 178 today. Okay, so we're going to do those 3 pages. We did those 3 pages together, and I just want you to do this one page by yourself and then have your parents turn that into me. Tomorrow we'll do the next 2 pages in here, the review what you know, and then Friday we'll be ready for our test. So I hope you guys had a great day or have a great day, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye.